Hi all, in this lecture we will talk about enrichers, validations and we'll create few of those as well. Let's start with enrichers. So enrichers normalize, standardize and enrich data coming from the source systems or authored in the hub, which means if someone is changing data from the user interface. There are following characteristics for enrichers. You can define several enrichers for a single entity and you can execute them in a sequence. Enrichers can be enabled or disabled for integration jobs. You don't have to delete the unwanted enrichers, you can simply switch them off. Enrichers can be configured to run on source data, which we call as pre-consolidation, or consolidated data or golden data, which we call as post-consolidation. Enrichers running pre-consolidation apply to all incoming data from the source systems, and you can define filter on each enricher. Only the filtered records are modified by the enricher. There are two types of enrichers. One, some SQL enrichers. This is very similar to your SQL where you define your own enrichment rules. And second is your API enrichers, which use Java plugin which comes out of the box, most of them, or REST clients. Moving further to the next slide, we'll talk about validations now. A record level validation validates the value of a given entity record against a business rule. If that rule is not met, then the record itself will drop. The characteristics of validations are very much similar to enrichers. You can have several validations for an entity. Validations can be enabled or disabled. Validations can be configured to run on your source data or your golden or consolidated data. Validations running pre-consolidation scope apply to all incoming data after the enrichment phase, but before the consolidation phase where your match and merge happens. Validations running post-consolidation apply to your deduplicated data or your golden data. There are again two types of validations. One, semi-SQL validations, which is very much similar to your SQL language. You define your validation rules on your own, or you can use the Java plugins or REST clients. Now let's create few enrichers and validations. We'll go back to our Semarchy data model. I'll open the customer entity from the model design. Here, if we see, we have got enrichers here. So let's click on enrichers. We don't have any current enricher available. If we see here, we have got add semi-SQL enricher or add API enricher. We'll create first semi-SQL enricher. If I click this, I'll have to give it a name. So basically, I want all my first name and last names with the first letter as capital. Let's say source data is coming with all the block letters or all the lowercase letters, and I want the first letter to be uppercase. So that's why I'll create one enricher for both first name and last name. You can do that. So I'll give it a name. Let's say standardize name. I'll click next. Then I can choose all the attributes that I want this enricher to make a part of. So I'll select first name and last name. So you don't have to create one enricher per attribute. You can have multiple attributes following that enricher rule as well. So we have got our two attributes which we want. We'll click next. It'll ask for the filter. Do you want any specific filter for the data that will be enriched? But I don't have any filter condition for this. So let's click finish. So now if you see, we have got name, label, enrichment scope is pre-consolidation, post, pre and post both, or none. If you don't want this enricher in future to be executed, you can simply select none. But we would like to have this as pre-consolidation scope. Filter is still, there's no condition for filter. In enrichers, now, let's say if you have forgotten any attribute that you want to make part of this enricher rule itself, you can click this define attribute. You can add more attributes here. I'll cancel this. Now if you want to add expression to this, in expression, if you click here, you can click this, and now here you will define what kind of enrichment process you want this rule to execute for the first name field. So here we have got list of all the functions that you can use out of the box itself. Please go through this and you will find n number of functions. So if I make this a little bigger, I want this first name to have first character as block or capital K, so I'll use init cap function. If you click this, you get a decent description of the function itself, what it is doing. So I'll double click this. It will be added in my SEM-SQL expression. Now I have to add a field in this string. So I'll get rid of it and I'll add first name. So now this is the SEM-SQL expression. If you can relate this with SQL, it is quite similar. Now if you want to validate, you can click here and say display passing messages. We don't have any messages. If you just make any mistake here, let's say you type the attribute name wrong, it will start giving you errors immediately. So I'll get rid of it. I'll click OK. Now I'll do the same thing for last name. I'll add init cap and then double click last name and close the bracket. Okay. So now we have got our enricher for name, which will standardize the name. Now we'll save this. I'll close this now and go back to customer. We can see that we have got our first enricher ready. Now let's create another enricher, but this time we'll use the API enricher. If I click that, I don't want REST client, I want Java plugin. So if I select this radio button and in the drop down I can see all the out of the box enrichers available, which I can simply use. So few of them would be having a license cost, but the enricher that we will be using are free of cost. So if I go down, I want Semantic phone enricher. So if I give it a name of, let's say, standardize mobile, we'll click next. We don't have any filter condition. Click finish. So now if you want to know more about this, you can see the description for this enricher. This enricher takes an international phone number or a national phone number provided with a country code and returns a standardized enriched phone number. So it not only provides a standardized phone number, it gives you few other options as well. You can get the country, the region, state, city name, etc. So if we go down, the enrichment scope is pre-consolidation. We don't have any filter condition. You can actually see these in the documentation, what these all mean. We'll go down. This doesn't accept any plugin parameters simply because if we say click define parameters here, we don't have any available parameters. So which means this enricher is not using any parameters. So if I scroll down, in terms of inputs, so what kind of inputs do we have from the source system? This is what it is asking. So if we click define inputs here, there are three options: region of origin, enriched phone format, region code, or used inputs, which says input phone number. Obviously we have got mobile number, which we can claim as input phone number. So that's why we have got this. Otherwise, if you have got region code in a separate field, you can add those as well here, or region of origin as well. But we are happy with input phone number as mobile. So I'll use this default input phone number. Now in the expression, I'll click here and add a mobile by double clicking this. We don't have any errors, so I'll say okay. So now our input phone number for this enricher would be our incoming mobile field or attribute. If I scroll down, now what do you want as output from this enricher? So we'll click this define outputs. Now for mobile, I'll click mobile. Now you can actually have another attribute where you want to get your standardized phone number and you still want to retain your actual source data for mobile. So you can create another attribute here which will have mobile data source or mobile or standardized mobile as your target, and then you can assign the enriched phone number to that standardized field. But in our case, I want the same field to be overridden with the standardized mobile number. I don't want to retain the original source mobile number format. So I'll give mobile here as well. Sorry, I should have clicked here add. Now click finish. So now we have got mobile as an attribute name, which will be having the output from this enricher. So what should be the output now? So again, all these things come from this enricher once you provided a valid phone number with the country code. So I can get the carrier name, the country code, enriched phone number, extension. There are n number of other options. You can get geocodings, etc. But for now, we only need enriched phone number to be saved or stored in this mobile field, which is already having your source mobile data. So that is pretty much it for this enricher. We'll save this. So now, if we see, we are passing mobile as input to this enricher, and we are getting the enriched phone number in the same field or attribute itself. So I'll close this now. Now we have got two enrichers. One is SemSQL and another one is your Java plugin. Now let's create a validation for customer entity. So if I click validations here, again we have got two options. Add SemSQL validation, where you can define your own business rules, like your first name or last name cannot be less than 2 characters or cannot be blank, etc. Or you can use plugin validation, which are available from Semarchy itself. So let's create a plugin validation for this. So I will give it a name of email validation. So the plugin that are available is Semarchy email validator or Semarchy phone validator. So we will use Semarchy email validator here. The scope would be pre-consolidation. We'll click finish. We'll save this. And again, you can see the description of what it does, what this enricher actually does with your data. So if we scroll down, here, if you can see, there are plugin parameters already available. Now what values these plugin parameters will store? You can hover over to these accepted domains and you can see all the possible values. So we'll keep valid domains based on that option that it was giving. We'll keep valid domains. Offline mode, you can set 1 if you want to retain all the values in a cache. So I'll give it 1. Processing mode, it could be database or memory. Memory mode is faster but requires more memory, so it depends on your architecture. I'll keep it as memory. And then data source is where it has to read data from. The name of the JDBC, the data source used to store the host name. If no data source is provided, then data source is used. We'll create a data location in our upcoming videos, but I'll leave it blank for now. So if we scroll down, we have got input email address. We need to give the attribute from our source system, which will have the email address. So if I click on this define inputs, we have got the email address already. If I click here in expression, then I will give email here. I'll select OK. That's it. There's one more thing. You can actually give the error message as well. So let's say if someone has put the email address of abc@xyz.com, it is not a valid domain, right? You can give an error message that please provide a valid email address, right? So I'll save it and I'll go back to customer validation. Now we have got one validation and two enrichers. Thank you.